Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. For those who are new to this channel, um, I tend to muse every week about my personal development journey. I don't edit it. I hopefully do it in one take. Well, I do it in one take. So this is probably going to be very unvarnished because I haven't actually set myself, if you will, grounded myself, but that's okay. So I guess in the last week, I have had the chance to focus more on personal development. And the reason why my family, we're an expat family, and my family have moved back to the UK. Well, I say moved. They've gone on holiday to the UK for about a month before I follow for my own holiday. So it gives me some space and some time and some opportunity to reset myself. Now, a few things have kind of become more apparent with this last 6 days, I guess, since they left. Firstly, the energy, I've said many times, is very, very important. And I'm still trying to get back into a proper sleep pattern. I've actually listened to a podcast talking about some different sleep techniques. So, or things to help you improve your sleeping. Everything from the right temperature of your room, to avoid screen time well in advance if you go into bed, cutting back on caffeine, not eating too late in the day, etc. And I have tried different techniques over time to improve my general insomnia, I'd say. But what I'm seeing is, because over the last few years, my wake up time has been pretty set by my kids. My sleep time has been pretty set by I'm just too tired to be awake past 10:30. It's a bit in the middle where it's the quality of that sleep that isn't the best. Because although in principle I am in bed for maybe 7 or 8 hours, the actual sleep time is a lot less. So the next few weeks I'm going to catch up on sleep. And I think it's very important that sleep is put to the forefront of this personal development dynamic. I know there's other things that we can think about for personal development in terms of mindfulness, in terms of goal setting, etc. But looking after the body, looking after your physical well-being is incredibly important. So I've managed to get in a bit more physical exercise. I've refound my wife's bike. See, this is all just off the cuff. Indoor bike, which has been used as a clothes horse for the last 2 years. So I've been doing a bit of that. I've been back to the gym for the first time in about 2 months. So this is all the type of things that I need to do, but we all need to do. We all know what we need to do in terms of improving a lifestyle, better quality eating, drinking, sleeping, exercise, community, engaging. I've been connecting with friends, which I haven't done for a little while. So things like that are incredibly important. And that's something that I've started to do in this last week. But something else I kind of become very aware of is Parkinson's law, whereby if you have a set period of time, you will fill it with whatever is in front of you. It's probably not the best explanation of it, but the reality is, I know that with the family gone, I have so much more time to do constructive stuff. But I've been Mr. YouTube, Mr. Netflix. I've been flicking around the internet and all. Hasn't always been the most constructive. Now, some of it's been fun, and I'm not going to ignore the importance of fun and exploration. But I have certain focuses I want to engage in this year to improve this year. So this 4-week period, I've told myself, is probably the most important period over the last few years. And the reason I say that is because, again, I've got this extra time to do things. during the weekend and after work. And I looked at my journal from last year, and I had the same sort of time period, but I realized then that I did not maximize that time at all. I looked at some of the commentaries that were just basically talked about me doing very little. So I am determined to be more focused this time round. Now, one of the things that I realize and I have been avoiding so often is actually committing to a calendar things to do. So I've got to actually write them down and say, today I'm going to do that. Today I'm going to ignore that. Tomorrow, and so on. And so I know that for the next few weeks, I'm going to have specific calendar items for my finances, for my emotional well-being, so meditation and so on, for my career dynamics. I've actually rediscovered a course that I signed up for on Udemy a few years ago that I hadn't completed, and I've started to go through that course again now. So I am starting to be more fruitful with my time. So it's important for all of us to use our calendars in a way that it helps shape our direction, because if you don't shape it, things shape you. Circumstances, distractions, and I'll probably do more of these videos because I'll have more time, more energy, and so on. So I am going to be far more structured over the next 4 weeks. I'm not even going to say I hope to be more structured. I'm going to be more structured over the next few weeks. Work is going to be probably quite intense for a couple of weeks because people are going to be off work for their holidays, but I can navigate that. But outside of work, I'm going to be far more intentional, far more progressive, far more proactive rather than reactive than I have been a lot of the time. And I hope to see the fruits of my labour come 3 weeks' time, or at the very least know that I've been on a path that is constructive to personal development after that period. So yeah, that's really where I am now. Starting to put in place ideas. When I started this YouTube channel, as it is, back in January, I didn't have any grand expectations beyond it being a diary for me to look back on 6 months' time, a year's time. And in reality, we can all approach personal development in the same way. We can all do this video. So feel free to do the same thing that I've done now, which is record things, because you can throw it out into the internet, people won't watch it, or if they do, great, which is my approach. I'll put it out there, but it's primarily for me. But it's important that I look at myself over different times, look at what I've been saying, and then seeing how I've actually applied myself in relation to my intentions at the time. I think this is really my message for today. I don't have any grand what's the words, results. And ultimately, personal development isn't necessarily always about the results. That's the thing I need to also stress as well. It's being on a path and continuing on a path. I think a lot of YouTube is all about, if you do this, you get that. And people assume that the gap between this and that is easy to see and it's easy to realize, when actually sometimes it's just purely incremental growth over time, which is why over the course of, say, a year, these videos will show some of that growth. So I'm going to as I said, I'm going to be more intentional over the next month. I'm going to be recording what I have done. I'm going to be using my diary far more proactively. And I want and I expect to be more advanced in terms of where I feel I should be within a month. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. Nothing earth-breaking or earth-shattering for this video, but hopefully in a month's time, I'm going to be looking back and going, I used that time very wisely. And that's all I really need to be able to say. It's not necessarily about I've achieved X, Y, and Z. It's more that I've done A, B, and C and put myself on the right path, eventually to X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's it for me today, and I will keep on keeping on. If you want to follow this journey, simple subscription, you might find it interesting. I will put a link to one of my most recent Medium articles I write on the platform Medium, and that will give you a sense of how I see the world around finance, around careers, around personal development. I haven't really gone into any of that properly today, but ultimately my background's in finance. I've trained as a coach. I've been a professional resume writer, and I'm an addict of personal development. That frames my world. That's it for now, and hopefully see you soon.